So, first and foremost, we back. Look at Frederick right here, by the way. Shout out Frederick. I think this is the first time Frederick has been involved in one of these videos. If he murders me during this video, by the way, someone please report it. It will be on video here. Currently, right now, Frederick, you can't really tell from the video. You're getting one of his good angles, but he is a robust, about 17 or so pounds. He's been on a diet a little bit recently, and he is not happy about it. He has been on a different level of aggression and crazed anger recently. So I think he's over here more so not for support, but just to make sure that I know that he's still here and able to strike at any moment. Feeling pretty good though. Just finished my second of 3 scheduled lunches today. Currently cruising at about 4,000 calories a day right now, trying to put on some extra muscle mass during the winter. So feeling pretty good. Wallet not feeling the best, but other than that, I'm feeling pretty good. Also, another housekeeping note, this is not a MAGA hat. So don't really care too much who you voted for. The election's over. Just wanted to clear that up here for the record. You gonna stay there the whole time, dude? Silence. I love it, dude. I love it. Don't give away any of your secrets. All right, so now that that's over, let's get right into it. So let me preface this by saying this whole video today is pretty much about me and my life personally, kind of what's been going on recently, and I will tell you guys as well that I absolutely hate talking about myself publicly. If it were up to me, I would not be transparent at all on social media. I would not basically tell anybody about anything that I do in life except for the people that are pretty close to me. But again, trying to get better at glorifying God in a public setting. Oh, there he goes. We'll catch you later, dude. You have a good day. Trying to get better at glorifying God in a public setting here. I do understand as well, that social media is the most efficient way to mass communicate with people and to share information, updates, and things like that. So here we go. All right, so I'm just going to start off the video with a genuine thank you for the support everybody's been giving me the last couple of weeks. I know I haven't been getting any content posted here, since a little bit before Christmas. So to the multiple people who have reached out, to offer encouragement, ask where I was, things like that, certainly appreciate it. It's definitely kept me lifted up during this difficult time. For anyone who doesn't know, and again, most of you guys probably don't share a lot on social media, I deal with pretty serious bouts of anxiety and depression from time to time. It started off fairly small, has kind of seemed to increase in severity, unfortunately, over the last year or so. And one of the things about anxiety attacks, those of you guys who are, unfortunate enough to have them with me, you'll know they pretty much just fry your brain once you get done with them. So while a typical anxiety attack may not last that long, in terms of the shortness of breath or things like that, thankfully mine aren't too long in terms of duration like that. But afterwards, my brain just feels fried. Like I feel like it takes me 2, 3, 4, sometimes even 5 or 6 days to get back to where I'm supposed to be. It just takes a long time to recover. That's just one of the unfortunate things about mental health struggles. So keep me lifted up, keep everybody lifted up the struggles with this. Don't be afraid to speak out, ask for help, ask for prayer. Shout out to the people as well. My best friend, Pastor Josh, who has been here for me during this time. Love you guys and the fam. So one of my biggest stressors during this time, and actually over probably the last 6 months or so, has been the struggle to find and take the proverbial next step in life. So there it is, the title of the video right there. I feel like I've been searching for a long time, struggling to hear God's voice. I've demanded that God speak louder, and quite frankly, that prayer has been answered with a resounding no. I've told God before, I'm not moving until you provide some sort of solid, tangible confirmation, and crickets. I've wandered the desert, metaphorically speaking, searching for God in a burning bush where He would provide clear directions on where to go, how long it would take, and what I should expect along the way. But I've come to find out, in reality, God almost never speaks like this. And when he does, often we have missed, and or ignored the whispers for too long. That's how you end up losing your job unexpectedly. You're going all the way back to the first video is, feeling the urge from God to move, hearing the whispers, feeling that urge in your spirit and not moving, whether it be fear, selfish ambition, or whatever it is. So I've been searching for that a lot lately. But over the last month, however, my approach to this, I guess you call it a search, has changed a little bit. Basically, I stopped searching. I know, smart move, right? Through studying the Word and reading a very helpful book that I found on, discovering your calling and your purpose in life, and, one of those things like that. Not much of, it was more faith-based, but still kind of a self-help type book. It was awesome that I was corrected in my thinking and reminded that all of us have the same primary calling in life. So if you are struggling right now to find out, your proverbial calling, or, who you are meant to be and what God's long-term plans for your life and things like that are, first and foremost, let's all be reminded that the greatest commandment God gave us was to love the Lord our God, with all our heart, soul, and mind, and of course to seek first His kingdom, and all these things, of course, will be added to us. I love the very next verse after that when it says that He will be pleased to give you the kingdom. Again, though, I know we all know those first, those two verses, but much more difficult in application than they are in quotation. And that required some repentance, coming to that. I began to idolize the work I wanted to do for God, over God Himself. I began to idolize, who God made me to be and who I was rather than who God is. And, I felt like I was no better than a common Pharisee. So, over the last month or so, I've been really focusing on pursuing God, for God. Been, being more deliberate and focusing more on daily devotionals, again, just actively seeking God, devoting myself to the work already at hand, rather than being stubborn and holding out some sort of false hope that God is going to drop an atomic bomb level revelation on me about where to go next and who He wants me to be. So if He did that for you, great. Again, not saying that He can't speak like that or He won't speak like that. Again, the truth is most of us will never get that in this life. That was a harsh realization I had to come to. I remember conversing one time with a successful pastor friend of mine. We were talking, again about, topics like this, callings and things like that. And he blew my mind when he said, I'm still waiting to be called. And I was, what? He said, I'm still waiting to be called. And, this is a successful pastor, we're talking about lead pastor of a church. And, I hope I didn't take what he said out of context. I don't think that he did, and what he meant by that, I believe was, we can't sit around in this life waiting on, again, some sort of grand confirmation from God and a great cloud of witnesses, before we decide, to move and figure out where we're meant to go. Again, that requires little to no faith. If everything was a grand display of God and His power in a visual and audible sense, again, that would require little to no faith. We don't see God visually, we don't hear Him audibly, yet we still have faith, in Him, in our salvation, and to seek out more of who He is. So why would it be different, when it comes to figuring out who we are? Again, not trying to get sacrilegious here, not saying that God can't answer by fire like He did with Elijah. I'm just saying that sometimes, that fire that you have burning inside of you should be all the confirmation from God that you need. Over this last 6 months or so, I've applied for a lot of management level jobs. I've had a lot of things that have intrigued me. Even had some interview requests, but, for being honest, there was no fire behind those. You guys know about my failed attempt to enroll back in school back in August. Just wanted to knock out some prereqs, kill some time, basically, kind of finish out, what I should have finished a long time ago, right after high school. But again, there was no fire behind that. That was, again, pretty much so just so I'll have something to do. And really almost nobody knows this, maybe 4 or 5 people in the entire world. I just about packed up all my things, Frederick included, and moved us out to Chattanooga, Tennessee back in October of last year. My cousin and I had some kind of preliminary discussions about, maybe grabbing an apartment or something together out there. Pretty much was just trying to do anything to move forward in life, anything to create a new path, anything to avoid sitting around and playing the proverbial waiting game with God. But again, there was no fire lining that path. During my daily devotional today, going through my chronological Bible here, I came across the story of Abram and Sarah and Hagar. And I feel a lot like Abram in this situation where I've been tempted over the last little while to settle for a lot of Hagars. I knew there was a promise coming. I knew that, that it was going to require some waiting, and I was getting sick of and tired of God saying, wait just a little while longer. So here we go. Without further delay, 11 minutes into the video, I'm beyond grateful and excited to announce that I've been accepted into a theology program for leadership and ministry at Grace Christian University online starting later this month. I believe wholeheartedly, after months and months of searching, after horrible days and nights, after anxiety and depression and confusion and anger and bitterness and resentment and any other negative word like that you can think of towards God, towards myself, towards others. I genuinely believe that this is where I'm supposed to be, and this is where I'll best be able to be utilized for God and His glory. Definitely doesn't come without doubts or fears. At 28, I'm nervous to be going back to school and taking out student loans. I'm nervous to begin a journey, that's at least 2 years, probably closer to 3 years. I'm nervous about paying rent, bills, credit card debt, all that stuff, while also trying to balance school and life and ministry and everything else along the way. And yes, if you're wondering, I would be lying if I did not admit that there's still a teeny tiny bit part of me that's a little bit nervous that I am a complete moron and have completely missed the mark on this and I'm heading down the wrong path. But one thing I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, in this world, there is a fire behind this. It burns me up inside, man. It burns away all the feelings of inadequacy and shame. It burns away the depression and anxiety I've struggled with, this last little while. It burns away the selfish lifestyle and selfish ambition that I've lived, that have taken me further and further away from God's will. I already feel God in this. Like I said, we don't start for a couple more weeks. Thankful to have a little bit of time to prepare. But I already feel God in this. I already feel like God's moving. I feel like I've already felt a shaking and a stirring in my spirit. And there's been an excitement and a rejuvenation that I've had in me that I have not had in a long time. So during this time, I pray. I pray that you will pray for me and encourage me. The leadership and ministry program here is a little bit ambiguous in a sense that while I know I want to be doing some sort of leadership role in the church, whether it be full-time ministry or, something along those lines. And I'm definitely going to have some options open as I go through the program and finish the program and things like that, in terms of what specific ministry, vocation, work, things like that I can do. That'll probably cause a whole nother level of stress. So please pray for me as I go for this time, man. Pray that I will be led by the Spirit. And pray for the natural aspects of life as well. And I feel like I'd be remiss if I didn't, include that in here. Pray for me to have a healthy balance in life. Pray for, financial health, that I'll be smart with my money. Pray that it doesn't affect, my relational health and, the relationships that I've worked to cultivate in my life. Pray for my mental health, please, that we'll be able to continue this healing process here, that I'll do my best to take care of it and allow other people to help. That's probably one of my biggest downfalls, is not allowing other people to help and support whenever I need it. And of course, pray that ministry opportunities, such as this one, do not cease to exist, during this time. The last thing I want to do is turn my back on, some of the things that God has given me, some of the doors He's opened for me, just in pursuit of something else. So, while I may have some nerves and some fears, I understand there are going to be some sacrifices I have to make. I was reminded today, while I was typing this thing out, of what David said when he said that I will not sacrifice to God a burnt offering that cost me nothing. So I'm here. I've told God I'm all in. I'm making the step. I'm stepping out of the boat, walking on the water. I don't know exactly where I'm going, but all I know is that I'm going towards Jesus, and that's good enough. And I know that I'm not going to sink if I keep my eyes on Him. So there's a big announcement. Again, thank you guys for everything. Hoping to have at least one, hopefully 2 more videos or so, posted, over the next few weeks before I start classes. Definitely want to keep this train rolling as well. They might be a little bit more infrequent than usual as I go through, of course, studying in school and, trying to prioritize that and other things in life. But definitely don't want to give this up because I enjoy doing it. I know some people enjoy listening to it, and I certainly appreciate you guys. And again, I hope everybody's doing well, staying safe out there, and hope to see everybody again soon. So love you guys. Thank you guys. Have a great day.